Coach, we'll start with a few questions for you and then move on to Reily. Your quarterback, Ryan Radke, proved to be a dual threat last season with his arms and his legs, piecing together nearly 3,000 yards of total offense, the most in a single season in Thiel history. Can you talk about your expectations for Ryan this season?
Well, Ryan's a tremendous athlete for us. He's a threat to run the ball. He's a outstanding throwing quarterback. Our expectations for him are to improve this fall. I think areas that he needs to improve in are his leadership of the team and the overall offense. I think he's going to be looked to that in this case this year, becoming a junior in our program and being able to lead our offense. I know our other guys on the team, even defensively, will be looking to him for a leadership role. I think he needs to get better as a quarterback with accuracy and things. I think he had a great spring, so we anticipate that he's going to do that. We feel very good about the skilled weapons that we have around him, that they're going to help him do that. So we expect big things from Ryan this fall.
Ryan will be complemented by senior running back Taylor Fink and senior wide receiver Ron Howard. How can those two veterans impact your offense in 2015?
Well, Taylor has a tremendous work ethic, and I think our guys recognize that, and he does a great job of leading by example. He gives us everything he's got. He's not a huge game-breaking back that you see in other programs and things, but Taylor is a tremendous person off the field, a tremendous leader for us. We think he's going to do great things for us this fall, and Ronnie Howard has just been an outstanding player and person in our program through his career. He's been the receiver that's gone over the middle and made the tough catch. He's done whatever we've asked him to do, and we expect big things from Ronnie. I think he's going to be able to lead a young receiving core, and that's going to help Ryan be a better quarterback and things like that. So both those guys will play a vital role in our offense this fall.
You're joined this afternoon by defensive tackle Reily Shane. Riley's a two-time All-PAC honorable mention selection, and he's returning to anchor your defensive line in 2015. How important is Reily to your defensive line and to your defensive unit in general?
Well, I think Riley's extremely important to what we're going to be doing defensively this year. He's going to be looked upon as a leader of our defense. He's going to be looked by the other guys on the team as a leader. He's played with some tremendous players, learned a lot from Tim Taylor, I think, a couple years ago. Reily would tell you that. Cody McClellan played for us last year, and I think Reily took some things away from Cody. So, I think Reily can play more consistent, be more of a dominant defensive player, play in and play out. We've seen flashes of it at different times, and we expect that he'll have big things for us this season.
Coach, your last question. You returned 4 starters in the secondary: Chris Jones, Trevor Martin, Joe Sarator, and Trey Andrews. Can you talk about this group as a whole, and could this group be the strength of your team in this season?
Well, we feel very good about them. They're all solid football players. I think Chris Jones is the leader of our defensive secondary. He was a track star this past spring. I believe he won the 100 and 200, and he's got great speed. He's also a returner in our special teams, so he'll be looked on to take a leadership role in the secondary. But Trevor Martin's an outstanding young man, very, very smart, intelligent football player. Joe Sarator came in last year, and Trey Andrews came in last year as freshmen, and were thrown to the wolves a little bit and got their feet wet. And I think both those guys will have bigger years this year. So we feel good about our secondary. I think they'll be solid and hopefully play a vital role for our defense.
Coach, thanks. Reily, a couple questions for you. You've been a mainstay at defensive tackle during the last 3 seasons. What have you learned along the way that you hope to pass on to some of your younger defensive linemen?
Put in extra effort, whether that be in the weight room, on the field, or in the classroom. You have to always put an extra effort in, especially with these guys in the room, to compete with them. So I hope they see me put in extra effort and like all those things and take that away from me.
Who has had the biggest impact on your collegiate football career? And tell us some of the lessons that person might have taught you.
Definitely Coach Herrickle, our defensive coordinator. I'm always having conversations with him off the football field in his office and stuff, and it's kind of amazing because 3 years ago I didn't even know the guy existed, and now there's things that he's taught me that I'm going to take with me for the rest of my life and possibly share with my kids. You know, it's pretty incredible. So I think that's a pretty amazing thing.
Thiel will play Carnegie Mellon at home under the lights on Halloween this year. What do you think the atmosphere will be like at Alumni Stadium on Halloween?
I think any game at Alumni Stadium has a certain environment, a certain atmosphere that all athletes like that play in that stadium. But to be playing under the lights on Halloween, you know, it definitely is going to change some things. You look out into the other side of the field, you see a graveyard, you know, so so definitely playing there on Halloween will be, you know, one for the books, and I don't want to wish the season away or anything, but I can't wait to play that football game.
Reily, last question. Which offensive line or offensive lineman in the conference has proven to be the toughest to match up against, and why?
You can't just pick a certain team or a certain player that you feel like is the toughest. They all bring different things to the table, and they all prepare very well. So in saying that, I believe that every offensive lineman or offensive line that I played against has posed some sort of threat to me, and I try to overcome that with preparation.